A look at your newspaper front pages, and this morning we start off with the Business Day. Okay, so leading the news headline on the Business Day is the first story: revenue shortfall at SARS, self-inflicted. The South African Revenue Service has breached regulations by inflating compliance figures for corporate and personal income tax. That's according to the Auditor General that found out in his latest report. This was among the shocking evidence heard by the SARS Commission of Inquiry into Governance and Administration at the tax agency on Tuesday. So that's their big leading story. Also, ShopRite reporting its first earnings drop in 20 years. We've been to war, was how Peter Engelbrecht, the CEO of Africa's largest food retailer, described trading conditions behind the first drop in earnings since 1998, the year after ShopRite acquired OK Bazaars for R1 from SA Breweries. So they're blaming it on armed robberies, record fuel prices, chronic unemployment, industrial action, and the first VAT hike in 25 years. That's what the group is saying is hammering their bottom line. So that's quite a story to read. Have a look at that. And of course, the big Steinhoff story as well. Steinhoff suspending 2 former executives in the first action against serving employees since it became the subject of one of the biggest corporate scandals in South Africa's history. Steinhoff International Holdings on Tuesday suspended its former CFO and another former executive. So that's the Business Day for this morning. Then we move on to the Citizen. So we were talking about the land bank being going to possibly be the hardest hit from the land without expropriation. So land banks citing commitments from government and the ANC that land reform won't damage the financial sector, while the Banking Association of South Africa says banks have about 300 billion rand of agricultural credit with land as collateral and believes pragmatism will prevail. So that's the story on land on the Citizen. Then we've also got the story there with Trevor Noah in the corner. I remember the Global Citizen Festival, a massive festival that's taking place on the 2nd of December here in South Africa. We've got some big name artists coming out to this festival. Well, it was announced yesterday that he is officially going to host it. So Trevor Noah took to his Twitter account saying that he is going to be the host alongside a bunch of big names as well, and some of those names also including our South Africans are part of that, and it's going to be wonderful. Remember, that's the one where Beyonce and Jay-Z are expected to perform. You don't pay for those tickets, you earn those tickets. So the ticket sales should be opening, well, not sales, how you earn them at the end of this month. We'll continue to update you on details as to how you can qualify for a ticket. So that's the Citizen. Let's move to the Sowetan, and this story is just heartbreaking. Hospital bug kills 6 babies. Now, this is just something that you never want to happen to anybody. At least 6 infants have died since July at an East Rand hospital as a result of a suspected antibiotic-resistant bacteria in a neonatal ward. On Tuesday, staff members at Tele Mogorane Hospital in Vosloorus protested and called for the hospital's CEO to step down amid complaints that they failed to take steps after the outbreak of the deadly bacteria, among other issues. Now, the babies are believed to have died from something called CRA. I'm not going to go into the details, but that's what this disease is called, CRA, which can result in conditions such as pneumonia and meningitis. So that's the sad story that they're leading with on the front page of the Sowetan. And then finally, the Star newspaper, 26 million rand spent on ministers' homes. That's the top story that they're saying. Outcry over 9 million rand home MPs expenditure. I think that says, I don't have a copy of the Star in front of me, so I'm trying to read it, the blurry version on the screen. I think it's MPs, no idea, something expenditure to Nkandla, just showing the massive amount of money that ministers have spent on homes. And then, of course, they're also leading with Parktown sex pest coach pleads guilty to 144 counts. So that's the front page of the Star. Right, that wraps up our newspapers, and our question of the day is getting a massive response this morning. So we're going to try and squeeze in as many of the tweets as we possibly can. So this is the question if you've just woken up and tuned in. Firstly, good morning. And secondly, not a good morning, because this is what we're focusing in on. Racism in South Africa. What more still needs to be done? You know, in fact, Sakina and myself were talking about this yesterday during the ad breaks, about racism and how angry we are as a society, and, you know, what it is. What is it that we need to do? And we're asking the same question to you. And this was before this video clip surfaced. Hashtag Adam Katsavelos. It's a story of a guy who was on holiday, a South African guy on holiday. I'm not sure where he is, but it's certainly a beautiful, exotic location that he's on holiday, and he filmed this video message of how wonderful it is, and then went on to say that this is like paradise. There are absolutely no Ks around, and he used the K word in this video that he proceeded to post on social media. I mean, okay, yeah. As my technical director said, this man needs prayers. To be honest with you, Lucia, he needs more than prayers. He needs more than prayers. Okay, let's look at the responses that have come out from our viewers this morning. Please hashtag us Morning Live, and we'll certainly read those tweets. Foster Mohale saying racism must be properly defined and criminalized. We must name and shame the racists. So Foster, I know what you're saying, but I don't think a definition is needed for this particular tweet. I mean, this goes against every principle that we as South Africans should stand for, but unfortunately don't. Next tweet is Kanyiso saying racism is domination from people who own social and economic power. The only solution is to redistribute wealthy, equitable, because those responsible for the dichotomy are privileged, and if it was a black person, harsh repercussions would have been experienced. Chimwala saying South Africa needs to be transformed in mind, the way we view other colors of people apart from ours, that we are all humans of the same origin. God, no color of the skin is superior to the other, but all mixed makes beauty, as God said that all humans was beautiful. Bakwebo, I think, is that correct? Yeah, Bakwebo. Serious jail time, and let's stop pretending we're a rainbow nation. We are far from that. Unfortunately, Bakwebo, I think you may be correct when it comes to seeing things like we saw yesterday unfold. But it does not speak to the majority of us, and I need to put that out. I really do. To be so, government should do more to reduce financial differences between the upper and the lower class, and also to share land equally. All right, continue to write to us at Morning Live, SABC, hashtag Morning Live, and we'll continue this conversation about racism in South Africa and what we can do to combat it.